will make things turn out when you do so.
Yeah, my wife did that. I'll make sure she can't hear me. My wife did that last night with my birthday dinner. She made stuffed bell peppers, but did not use the recipe, and it was one of them ones you were like, but it was not good.
Oh no!
Damn.
Sorry, John's wife.
Tell us how you really feel, John.
Oh, she after she took her first bite, she said the same thing. She's like, I should have used the recipe. I was like,
I love it.
Oh, thank God it wasn't just me.
Hello, everyone in the Cha-Cha chat. By the way, guys, you're streaming live on Twitch. I've actually found that the Twitch is the best way to upload our videos to YouTube for the VOD. It seems that their uploading makes it a lot better.
cool.
Oh, guess Caleb used my real name on Twitch. Oh well. There goes my so wonderfully kept anonymity, because it's not like I'm registered under my real name on Roll20 or anything.
They can find you now.
I was gonna say the recording hadn't started yet, so no one knows what your name is.
No, I legitimately don't actually give a shit.
Okay.
Who are we missing? Dracul?
But it seems like everybody's in. We've all had a chance to warm up. I don't think I've heard... Varian, how you doing? I don't think I've heard from you yet.
I'm fine.
You are fine. And you're mine, said the weird person to the people in his D&D game. Okay. Quick recap from last time. You guys are in the city of Vallaki. Last time we did kind of I think it's called like a bottleneck episode, where the whole episode was essentially in one place, all in Van Richten's room, essentially. We learned more about Van Richten, more about the setting, and much more about the people within the setting. You guys learned about Van Richten, why he's here. He's older. His real name is Rudolf Van Richten, not Rictavio. He is a retired vampire hunter. Or not retired, soon to be retired. He's giving you that, like, I'm 2 days from retirement, and this is going to be my last mission type vibe.
Of course he is.
Just to remind everyone, this is his real face. After he takes off his hat of disguise.
Anthony Hopkins.
Absolutely. You learned more about the Burgomaster and how he's fucking crazy, essentially. We also, at the end of the session last time, kind of ended a little bit on a cliffhanger, as the party, first of all, met a new player in the game, this guy here, a mustached man, who appears to be an accountant for several businesses in town. That's what he told you. And he was very interested in watching the party as everything kind of set up.
How is this the face of an accountant?
Lies. He was watching young Ivan the entire time.
This looks like the face of, like, that weird magician at a child's birthday party that is definitely hiding ulterior motives.
Could be. So we met him. We know his name is Vassal von Holtz. At the absolute end of last session, you guys were heading into the city of Vallaki to perhaps head elsewhere. You were interrupted by Isaac Stransky and his guardsmen. He asked the party, he's like, hey, are you the guys who are asking to see the Burgomaster? I'm, his vassal. I'm his his right-hand man. I'm here to take you guys to go see him because you asked about him. And the party did the whole, we are not the droids you are looking for. We are not them. And thankfully, you were able to deceive them. After the deception, Ezek, being angry with his men because they led him to the wrong place and perhaps to the wrong people, killed one of his guardsmen with a battle axe attack that the party got to witness.
Immediately confirming that we made the right choice.
He has a demon arm. You all remember this. And Rebecca succeeded on a medicine check to see that Ezek and Irina share a familial resemblance. Is there
Irina, there's no Irina here. I believe you were referring to young Ivan.
Absolutely. So, is there anything that I left off of the recap there, everybody, or do we feel like that's a pretty good place to start?
That sounds about right.
So, sounds good to me.
Before we get started, any comments, questions, concerns?
I'm very concerned.
Okay. So let's start the session. You guys are in the city of Vallaki. Ezek looks to you guys after killing the man with the battle axe, and he says, I apologize for wasting your time. I am looking for a different group of adventurers. And, of course, the Burgomaster's daughter from the city of Borovia. If you need
like
me...
I said, the lot that I saw that fit that description was rushing off towards the eastern gate. If you run, you may be able to catch them.
Well, we must be off. Come, men. And the men, look at him confused, and they turn around and head the opposite direction.
Let's go, let's fucking go.
Alright, so we go grab our horses and head out the western gate.
So, you guys are going towards your horses?
Yeah, I mean, we need to get them just for the sake of travel.
Yeah. Horses and cart.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to point this out as I move you guys to the Vallaki town map. I believe, and maybe we can help settle this by using the map. So you guys were all at the Blue Water Inn, and you wanted to send those guys to the western gate?
No. Well, that's the eastern gate.
Oh, you wanted to send them to the western gate, and you want to head back east to get your horses.
We are going to the west. Rebecca just said you guys should go through the eastern gate. While we have to go get our horses.
Are you directionally confused or being intentionally obtuse?
Who are you talking to?
No, Caleb.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Because it sounded like for a second you were sending them in either the same direction where the horses were, or the same direction that you guys want to leave the town from, is why I'm asking.
Didn't we grab our horses last time?
After you guys left the inn, you were in town, they approached you, basically in the direction you guys were heading. So, you want to send them to this way. Is this correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I figured best case scenario, I can get them to go a little outside of town, but worst case scenario, oh, I guess they left. Oh well.
Okay.
Darn, missed them.
Okay.
This is gonna blow up in my face.
I mean, either way, we've already told them we're not them, so we're just going to get our horses and living our lives. So
True.
We're heading out to get our horses.
Okay, so you guys do that awkward thing where you say goodbye to somebody and then you start walking the same way?
Yeah.
And they look back to you and they say, Well, Isaac would say, well, you guys are heading where? You're heading to the Stockyard?
Yes.
Gotta get our horses before we, yeah, get our horses, check up on them.
I see.
Not feed the tykes.
Good place, the Stockyard. They do good work.
Oh, yes.
I don't like the wagon that I've been seeing there the last few days. It's quite ostentatious.
Oh?
Does seem rather loud.
And he looks and he
Do you know
nods to you,
anything about
Tavin.
the owner?
It's that elf who's been living in the inn. Ugh. I do not like such things.
Yes, he was a bit obnoxious.
Isaac looks to you guys, seeing that you guys are, just heading out, and he's like, come in. These men have their own things to do. And he kind of runs off, leaving you guys behind. And Irina will look to you guys and say, that was quite scary. I thought that was going to be it for me.
Something up with your voice there, young Ivan? You've got nothing to worry there.
Yeah, you should really clear your throat, young Ivan.
You're right. Is there something wrong with the, I thought I was a gunner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just botch a medicine check. Just straight up, like, lie through my teeth and be like, oh, yes, I can see you're starting to catch a cold, young Ivan. You should be very careful.
And I should say Isaac has ran off at this point, so you guys are kind of walking alone.
I wouldn't, like, keep pace with Isaac either. I'd make sure we're, like, slowed down, so...
Yeah,
like,
well, I mean...
yeah, we're going to the Stockyards. He goes off.
We have no reason to run right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How many people would it take to gather the Carton horses?
Probably 1 or 2 people to get the horses, figured out.
Okay. So I'm going to ask the party, say, hey, I don't think we need everyone there, so can we find like a little alleyway to like have some of the party just like chill out in, so we're not all just like, gathering eyes in our direction while we do this. I'll opt to go get the cart. Yeah, if anyone else wants to come with me, they can, but...
Yes, that's fine. We can find a place to wait while one hitches the wagon and the other leads the horses back our direction.
Yeah.
I will go get the cart. I will go with you and get the cart ready.
All right, awesome. So Tavin and I head off to the stables while the rest of the party just waits inconspicuously.
Okay.
On the street.
So, no, you're okay. So Dracul, Kane, and Rebecca are all kind of on the street.
I suppose so.
Young Ivan would go with Tavin and Varian, just to make sure everything goes okay.
All right, young Ivan.
So as you guys head off, walking past the other 3 on the street are 2 things that have been 2 people that are quite out of place. You see 2 of these very nobly dressed male humans, and they are quite clearly drunk, and you can see that they're walking kind of arms around each other, and as they kind of see you guys standing there, they start to point and they say, "Brother, look, it's some strangers in town. Look at their dress. It's so weird. They don't look like any of us here." I bet they don't even have on the proper underwear. And they're just like making fun of you guys as they look at you in the alley.
Dracul is just gonna like give the universal sign for shove off.
Rebecca's going to turn to them and just, oh, wouldn't you like to know, nosy little drunks?
Oh, no.
And they look at you and they say, we're sorry. We've offended you.
Don't worry, friends. It's a lot harder to offend me than that.
They say, we are the Water Brothers. My name, of course, the older brother, Nikolai, and this is my younger brother, Carl.
Pleased to meet you.
No, like, reach
Take it we've been having a bit of fun at the tavern, then?
Oh, it's,
Say washer?
Yep.
Washer, like, cleaning?
That's their names. Nikolai and Carl Watcher. Or Wachter.
Watcher, okay.
Oh, sorry.
Water.
Wachter.
So it's almost like being nosy is in your name.
Sorry, guys, I did a little...
Oh, God, what the hell?
Good?
Oh, God.
I did a little, what's it
I
called?
didn't know there were aliens in this campaign.
It's Wachter. Sorry about that.
Okay. So this is what happens when nobody's watching the Watchmen.
Yes, they changed the letters around in their names. Nikolai will say, well, if you are travelers to town... Okay, something is happening with somebody's voice connection.
Kane, oh, yeah, there it is.
Yep, it was Kane's.
Kane is having special
yeah.
issues.
Oh, God.
man.
No. Stay with
Kane!
Just seeing dematerializing
No!
from the plane of
Kane,
Barovia.
He gets
Mr.
snapped.
Caleb, I don't feel so good.
Oh no.
Too soon.
It's been 2 years.
It's too soon.
He already has been in 2 other movies.
It's
Yeah,
too
good.
okay.
He's alive
Wait, 2. I haven't seen the next one.
You haven't seen
haven't seen the next
Spider-Man?
one?
Oh wait, no, I have not seen Far From Home, but yes, I have seen the trailers.
He's in it. Spider-Man is in
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
I know. I saw the trailers before frickin' Endgame came out, which is like, okay, well, way to play your hand early, Marvel.
Yeah, they announced the movie before Endgame came out.
I think we all knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's Marvel. You think they're just gonna kill Spider-Man and not bring him back?
We can only hope. Fuck you, Spider-Man. And we just see...
Wow! Okay, I loved Tom Holland, so...
I just want to see,
Oh
what's it
god!
called?
Hey! Wow!
I want to see Mickey Mouse in a film just walk up to Spider-Man and shoot him in the head. That's what I want in the next Spider-Man.
God.
That's my
Dude,
hot...
fucking Spider-Man versus Mickey Mouse. I need to see this now. How much money do I have to pay to make it happen?
$4.
Is it like Kingdom Hearts Mickey Mouse, where he's like
Just
a
pay to
fucking
watch
Jedi for some
Spider-Man
reason?
kick the shit
No,
out of a
it's all
dude in a
called
Mickey
Mickey
Mouse
Mouse.
costume.
God.
You're gonna tell Sony where your allegiance fucking lies!
Absolutely.
Freaking
He just walks up and he
blasting in the
says,
fucking face.
"Sorry, Spider-Man. It's time for you to die." And I've changed his
Yeah,
voice.
He's a gangster.
I hope that Kane's... Something's going on with his connection.
I
Yeah.
think it's his mic. I think his mic's wire's all faulty or something.
Yeah.
His molecules got all rearranged. So
Yeah.
while we're
Yeah,
waiting
like
on him
that.
to come back, and hopefully Kane does not become Danny Phantom, the Wachters, not the Watchers. That was me being slightly dyslexic. Sorry about that, guys.
A little bit dyslexic.
The Wachters say, "Perhaps you would like to come meet the rest of our family. Meet my mother, Fiona."
What?
Oh.
No, you're fine.
No.
That's good.
Okay, Kane. Now we're no longer like dying.
I am.
Justin's dying for poor life choice reasons, not for your mic voices. Okay. So they say, would you like to come meet our family, meet our mother? Perhaps we could apologize for our terrible manners.
Hello.
As much as we would love to, I'm afraid we have some business to attend to out of town, and we really must be getting to it.
Oh, we understand, of course. We just want to make sure you know that we are sorry for insulting you, and
no harm done, my friends. No harm done at all.
That someday you would come meet our family, meet everyone.
Can I insight check these drunkards?
Sure.
I'm just trying to figure out if this is another couple of people trying to lure us into a trap, as there seem to be quite a few of those people out here. 11.
You get the feeling that they're just a couple of just drunk noblemen. They don't seem to have any evil maliciousness to them.
All right.
But as you say, you guys are busy. The Wachter twins kind of walk away.
Watch us find out that was a huge story hook that we just
It
flipped
was.
the bird to.
Remember when we were talking to the dude about and he mentioned Fiona Watcher, which was like one of the noblewomen who wasn't exactly.
Wait, so is her
she
name
didn't like
Watcher or Wachter?
Wachter. That was me mispronouncing and reading wrong. So those
Okay,
were her
so-
sons.
Oh, well.
Yep, she's the one who doesn't like the burgomaster and has her own militia, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I do recall that now. Oh well. I mean,
All
are
right.
we going to risk stopping to talk to these people?
I mean, nah, not me, but
Rain check for later.
Yeah, rain check. We're making quite a few of those as well.
Okay, so as that happens, at the same point of time, Varian, Tavin, and young Ivan are approaching the front of the Stockyard.
Okay. Varian's gonna walk in if he can and locate his party's beasts of burden and vehicle.
And you see the owners of the Stockyard are out working, heavy bags underneath their eyes, and they look to you and they say, hello, how can we help you?
We're here to pick up our horses and cart.
They say, oh, leaving so soon?
We'll be back. We just have a few errands to run.
They look to you and they say, errands in Barovia. Oh, all right. And they open up the gates and they allow you to go inside and get your stuff. And I'll point out that you see that same... I gotta pop up the Rictavio's carnival wagon again.
Thank you for taking such great care of our horses. Didn't you say you were the ones to come to if we needed any supplies?
Yes, we do have supplies for sale if you're in need of any adventuring gear.
I was just needing just a few things, a hammer, and if you have any empty vials. I seem to run out of vials.
They look to you and they say, if you'll need the tools, we definitely have that. And we also have the vials. And let me just look at my... Yeah, so they can sell you as many vials as you want at 1 gold piece each. and a hammer is 1 silver piece.
Okay, so I'll take the hammer and 15 vials.
Okay, that's a lot of vials.
Mm-hmm.
Is someone driving? What does that sound?
What sound?
It sounded like tires going over a road. Anyways, so they're able to sell that stuff to you. They give you your stuff back, and they say, well, if there is anything else or you need further boarding, please bring your beast of burden and the cart back to us.
Thank you very much.
And they nod their head, and they go back to work.
Are we still stopping by the church on our way out?
We talked about that. I don't want to. I'm okay with just coming back later.
I'm not thrilled about the idea, but we do have business there.
What was the business?
That's my only. That's my only concern.
What was the business?
Well, I know that I personally am supposed to be. If I look at my fortune again, because my memory is failing me. I'm supposed to be, I guess, following that ground in some shape or other.
Hollowing that drowned?
Ground.
Oh,
G.
ground. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Misted Hill.
Is the church on the Misted Hill here in Valaki?
That was the implication that the Raven gave me.
Yeah, and like Dracul seems to have something to do with like a place of worship.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the.
Yeah, I gotta find a damned one in a place of worship, and I mean, what better way to find a crappy place of worship? What?
Wasn't it like Severus Hill, or somebody told us where that hill was.
Yesterhill? Yeah, they told me the Mistclad Hill is Yesterhill.
Okay.
Or that's what Rudolph told me that.
So does the party want to stop by, or do you guys leave town to do the Wizards of Wine to go check on the shipping?
Varian just doesn't want to stay in town for too much longer is his only thing, and he's starting to get suspicious of literally everyone he comes in contact with. Maybe when we return, he'll be a bit more comfortable just kind of moving about the city. But at the moment, after talking to Rictavio, he's going to express to the party that I'm not entirely sure going about town freely is such a good idea at the moment.
Well, we weren't talking about going about town freely. We were talking about stopping by one place that is near the Western Gate on our way out of town.
I feel like
That'd
place
be good for when we leave the town, like permanently. But isn't the Wizards of Wine winery to the north?
It's to our west.
Looks like to the southwest.
Okay, then in that case, a quick trip, no more than 10 minutes, say, to the church wouldn't spell our doom.
Certainly, worst case scenario, we can just scope the place out, see if we're ready for it.
Yeah.
It's not my issue of whether I think we're going to be attacked in the church. It's the connections the church might have to the head of state, the burgomaster. He seems to be looking, and I'm just not sure. It just worries me.
And wasn't the burgomaster the priest brother-in-law? Something like that the toy maker told us about. I believe it was the toy maker.
Yes, he is.
Do we want to skip it then?
That's Varian's take.
My only concern here is that this would be the second thing in a row that we would be putting off. Actually, the third now, for including the Watcher brothers. And it seems we are our unfinished business is rather mounting at this point.
I'm just gonna say, I mean, that's a pretty out of character thing. So if we're gonna talk out of character, I think it's fine. I mean, we're coming back here if we do want to do all of that.
Speaking
But
of,
I
I'll be right back.
I think
That
it's
was entirely in character. I don't know what you're talking about.
well, saying like things that we're putting off. I mean, if you're talking of like the stream of consciousness, you're just kind of doing things. We already have a job that we were planning on doing, right?
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
we're coming
but-
back to this place. And Varian just saying that he's concerned staying in this town for too long at the state that we're in. Not really understanding everything.
Well,
And
alright, well then I'm very confused, Varian, because the last time our concern was finishing a job in our current state, you were very, very poo-poo about it.
DM, what time of day is it?
It
I'm back.
is morning-ish time. You guys woke up. You had the long rest. You talked to Rudolph von Vrichten. You left, and it's like morning-ish time.
Okay, and we have an 8-mile trip to the winery, correct?
Yes, about that far. Let me. Oh,
I just want. I don't want it to be evening time. You know, I don't want it to get dark before we get there. Was the main thing.
let me just put it right here. I'm gonna put you guys on the Barovia map, so we can see how long the trip is. But I think you're pretty right on there. Someone's sleepy. No, I'm just kidding. So we're at Vallaki.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on what way you want to go, if you want to either go near Lake Baratok, or if you want to take a path that's closer to the woods, there's
DM, before we go, there was talk of a Vastani Camp that was near Balaki.
Yep.
We passed that.
No, it is
Isn't
on.
that outside the western gate?
It is on the western side.
Okay, so we will pass it.
Correct.
Okay.
And yes, it's a 8-mile journey from really any way you split it.
Okay. I'm good with either, guys. Whichever we decide, I will head that direction. Rebecca, I did buy a couple extra vials for you for your potions. Here's 5 vials for you.
Oh, very much appreciated, Tavin.
Your potions are very useful, and I didn't want you to run out of vials, so... And he will hand over 5 vials to Rebecca.
I will add that to Rebecca's inventory. Now, Tavin, you are a gentleman and a scholar.
Well, I do try.
Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. I would hate to ruin your reputation.
Well, being the last of my kind that I know of, except for one evil, and it can't be too much detriment to my character, I guess. Okay, so as a party, do we wish to stop at the church, or do we wish to continue to move along?
I mean, I guess if we're coming back, we can just breeze past it.
Yeah, I mean, the only other thing that I thought of would be that, you know, Kane would offer to go with like 1 or 2 other people if we don't want to draw too much attention, just to look and sketch and like scope it out. I don't know. I don't know if that makes a difference. It definitely certainly doesn't mechanically, but it might from a narrative standpoint.
Seems decent enough an idea to me. Perhaps.
Well, if enough people are interested in visiting the church, Varian's going to suggest perhaps a number of us could head outside of the walls of Vallaki. Specifically, young Ivan here, thinking he needs to get some fresh air outside the city walls. I hear there's a encampment nearby. We can meet up there.
Yes, the Vastani.
Of course. Remember, just remember, Madame Eva told us not to trust all of them.
Would you do me a favor, friends, and show a hand over her flask? Would you just, if you could, while you're there, just save me a bit of wine?
Oh, aren't you going to meet us there? I can do that for you.
I mean, just in case we don't have the time, because, of course, some of us are going to the church to scout it out, and some of us are going to the camp. I just want to be efficient.
Sure. He'll take the flask.
Thank you, Varian.
All right, young Ivan, I think we should make haste out there.
So, to the Wizards of Wine Winery, then?
First, we're stopping at the Vastani Camp, but once everyone is done with their errands at the church and the Vastani, we'll see how that goes. Make our way over to the Wizards of Wine Winery. And you gotta work out that frog in your throat, son.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just so hard for me.
Varian will nod. Very good. We'll continue on.
Okay. So, you guys are trying to exit the city.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you guys begin riding out of town, you can see that a lot of the wolf head decorations are starting to be pulled down. And a lot of them are being replaced with terribly constructed wooden suns. So these wooden suns are being hung from everything. And you see the, I don't want to say glare, but that still ever-present glaring smile is still on everyone's face. Where it's like, oh, we're smiling, can't you tell? Tell how happy we are?
Look at how happy we are.
Stepford Smilers. I know.
It's like that really awkward family that you can tell is going to explode the moment you stop looking at it.
Okay, so, as you continue going out of town, you head to the eastern gate, and...
It's the
Western.
Or western gate, sorry guys.
Western gate, and some of us are making a stop along the way.
Yeah, just to clarify, who's going where? It's me, young Ivan, and anyone else coming with us?
Well, I assume myself and Dracula would be going to the church.
I'll go with you, Varian.
All right.
I was gonna go too. Are we?
Oh, I mean, that works too. It's just, I assumed you would know what you're looking for there better than myself.
I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking for. Only that this may be a possible direction.
Unless, Dracul, unless you would like me there, I have studied religion of all the land quite extensively. Unless you would like my help there.
Legend of what?
If you'd like my help with any religious things there, I have studied the religion of the land.
Mm-hmm. Of course. That'll be helpful, but I know a bit about the religion of the land as well, so.
Okay, I will go with Varian to the Vastani then.
Okay.
And, Kane?
Doesn't matter. I suppose I could come to the church.
As long as we're doing a scouting mission, might as well bring the scoutiest member.
Sure.
Okay. So let's do this kind of split here. And yes, I like that. We can kind of put the people that are heading to the gate by the gate, and the people heading to the church are heading to the church. And let's start with the Church of St. Andrals. So, as you guys approach the church, you see that, thankfully, it still has most of its original iconography of the Morning Lord, where a lot of the more tacky sun decorations have been left in town. And as you open the door, it's open, it's not locked. Unlike the, Barovian church that was shut still. You open it to see what you imagine the Barovian church you guys have been in previously, but I'm echoing off of someone's roll 20.
Roll 20.
I was echoing.
Who's camera A?
Camera A is the camera account that I'm recording off of. That way I don't spoil any DM stuff.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes. So, as you guys come into the church, you see that there are several people inside. You see a priestly-looking man sitting next to a woman in the pews. You see a older-looking boy, probably 19 to 20, kind of pushing a broom around. And then you see several Valachian citizens praying and doing other activities inside the church.
All right. I will like to go over to the priestly man. Is he talking to the woman, like in the middle of conversation?
He has his arm over his shoulder, and you see that he is talking to her about what you're not sure. As he says, "It will be okay. It will be okay," and
I'll politely wait for the conversation to start to die down before I'm making myself known.
Hello. He looks at you and
Hello?
he sees that you're a little bit gaunt, a little bit pale, and he says, "Can I help you?"
Yes, sir. I am. My name is Dracul Erzika. I'm a traveler. Dracul is not gonna smile. He hasn't smiled in years. Okay, Dracul is just like, hello, I'm a traveler, and I was interested in speaking to you, if I may.
Yes. Give me one moment. And he kind of whispers to the woman, "It will be okay. Don't worry." And he'll approach you, and he'll say, "I am Father Lucian Petrovich. I am the father that oversees the Church of St. Andral. How can I help you?"
Pleasure to meet you, sir. Could you tell me a bit more about this Saint Andrew? I know a little bit about most of my. I know a little bit about the religions of this land, but I seem to be having a little bit of a fuzzy area when it comes to Saint Andrew.
Well, Saint Andral was a great, practitioner of the faith of the Morning Lord, fighting off the monsters that stalk the nights, even standing proudly against the devil. The Morning Lord proclaimed them a saint. Their body rests in the crypt here of St. Andral, and it is believed by us Valachians that their bones protect our city, creating hallowed ground against all enemies.
So instead of going inside, Kane would have tried to be sneaky and go around the back, I guess.
Okay.
I might have done that if my shift weave included religious robes, which it probably should have, but I'm the big dumb.
So, as you are, what's it called? As you're talking to Father Lucian, Kane is going around back. Kane, you see in much the opposite of the Barovian church that you've seen, where it was filled with not just garbage, but desiccated bodies, and of course, all sorts of other things that were wrong about that place. This place is rather clean, well attended to. There's not even bushes that are out of place. And you see that there is a back door into the church.
Okay. If there's nobody standing around, I would just try that back door.
It's open. Not even locked.
Cool. And I'll close the door behind me as I enter.
Okay, you see that you have...
Caleb?
Sorry about that. I must have... I accidentally hit the mute button on my mic. As you enter into the back, you see that there's several hymnals, incense, that sort of stuff. So it seems to be a storage space for the church.
Okay, do I see any doors leading to what might be like an off or some other living quarters?
You do. You see that there's a door leading, like, either to a space like that or into the church itself.
Okay, yeah. So the one that doesn't look like it's leading into just the main chamber of the church is where I would look.
Okay, you open that up and you find a small bedroom. And it's very modest, almost Spartan, where it's bed, blanket pillow on it, small night desk, and then a wardrobe where you imagine their clothes are kept.
Okay. Can I do like an investigation for the whole room?
Yes.
And
go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
I'm gonna use my no. I'm gonna use inspiration. Why not?
Okay, so as you're looking through this room, you do find a couple of things. Number one, you find a personal journal of Father Lucian, and you find a holy symbol of the Morning Lord.
Okay. I am going to take only the I'll thumb through the diary very quickly. If I can just do it in a couple minutes.
It's not too thick, so you think with your superior reading skills, you pass the accelerated and read 'em program in whatever elven village you would grow up in.
Okay.
So you won the pizza party, so you know that you can thumb through this pretty quickly. Go ahead and make me another investigation check as you're reading through it. Okay.
Hey.
First thing that stands out, you notice that a lot of the writing here is fanatical about the Morning Lord and about how Father Lucian, wakes up at the crack of dawn, prays, sings, celebrates the Morning Lord, talks about this in a great abundance. And he seems to critique members of his flock that seem to lack the faith. And that if they are having trouble in their lives, it is because they lack faith in the Morning Lord. But you seem to find other information that is much more useful. You see that Father Lucian worked as a counsel to the previous burgomaster. He says, Vargan Valakovich confessed to me today. He feels regret for the abuse he labored upon his family, his son Vargas, his wife, and their other children. He says that he wished that he could repent, but his pride is not letting him. I'm getting real mechanical keyboard here. I love it. I know someone's taking notes. You continue to read. The Baron, Vargas Valkovich, the current burgomaster of Vallaki, confessed to the father that he murdered his father, Vargan. And
Kane's just gonna be looking at it like, oh shit.
Yeah, people tell their priests all sorts of things. And you find two other pieces of information about Lady Fiona Wachter. You see that the father believes she is performing cult ritual sacrifices in the basement of Wachter House. And finally, Lady Fiona, he believes, is keeping the corpse of her late husband in her bedchamber.
Damn, all the city's dirt.
Ah! Yeah, he goes on to talk about this, the Morning Lord, and other things. Now, as Kane is playing professional spy, zooming back to the front of the house, so Dracul, he has like his hand on your shoulder and he says, "So, what is it that I can do for you? I feel like I don't know you that well, my son."
Well, let me alleviate that. Well, not as religious of a man as you are, of course. I am. My father has been keen enough while he was still alive to instill with me the values of our God, and I will thumb the amulet of the god Helm that I wear on my neck. He's gonna show it to him, Lucy, and say, "He taught me that we should follow the ideals of the Watcher, the Great Protector. That we should defend one another the way that people that he would like to protect us."
He looks at you and he kind of like nods his head like those are good values. He says, "I have not familiar myself with this deity you speak of, but if those are the values he teaches, then he cannot be bad."
Dracul will nod and like look over the symbol itself. He said it's a distant god, one that my grandfather worshipped before he came into this cursed into Barovia. I wish I knew more about him, but alas, the information is lost.
Do I know about the god Helm, since I'm pretty sure I come from that realm?
I'm gonna say yes. I mean, this is like me asking you guys, hey, what do I know about Jesus Christ?
He was fucking partying, dude, turning wine into water, flipping over tables at the church.
So I'm just make note of that for later. But Rebecca shan't interrupt. I think while he's talking to the priest, though, I wanna be kind of looking around and just kind of seeing if anybody really stands out to me, because I know we've got a lot of characters here in Vallaki.
You look around and you see that everyone in the church is kind of following the smile, be happy, that sort of thing, except for one woman who appears to be sobbing and crying, the woman that Father Lucian was comforting.
I'm going to take a seat next to this person then, and just sort of Oh, what's the matter, dear?
She looks at you, and you see that her eyes are like red from crying, her cheeks flushed, and she says, "You wouldn't understand. You are an outsider. I cannot burden you with this."
Oh, try me.
And she looks at you, and she looks to the father, and the father gives her a quick nod, like mm-mm. And she says, "Do not worry." Like a little head shake.
I'm a insight check this guy. He's trying to hide something.
And I'm gonna say no insight check needed. He was shaking his head like, "Don't involve the outsider."
All right. Let me see here. That's real unfortunate.
She looks to you and she says, "I'm sorry. It's a problem of mine that I cannot share with you."
I understand. If you should change your mind, I'll be back in town shortly. And I will leave her to it. No sense in getting another innocent woman killed.
So, as that is happening, the father will look to you, Dracul, and says, "So tell me, Dracul, how would you describe yourself? Are you guys just travelers, or how would you go about, surviving in this land?"
I would say, yes, we are travelers, but we have also decided that maybe it'd be best that that the best way to defend, to protect ourselves, would be proactively. So we've been seeking to make this land safer for all of us, all of its residents, by searching out various significant threats. And
he looks to you and he says, "Well, if you are worried about significant threats to the city or to the land, then I could use your help."
well, of course, that's what we have set out to do. And I may require a little bit of help from you, if not by action, then by information.
He nods his head and he says, "This is a matter I need to keep under tight wraps, as I want to make sure that no one is to be aware." He leans into you and he says, The bones of Saint Andral are missing."
Oh.
Oh no.
I'm sure that you can understand the magnitude of this situation. Until recently, I thought I was the only one who knew the location and how to access the bones of Saint Andral. I have my suspicions, but I'm reluctant to believe them. I believe one of my former charges possibly has something to do with it.
Charges?
Apprentices?
He says, one of the former orphans that lived here. Well, I mean, I guess he is still an orphan, but he is older now. He says, we renamed this character to Nikolaj. Shout out to Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He says, one of my former orphans, Nikolaj, I fear, is the culprit. Would you be willing to go and speak to him for me? I fear that if I speak to him, he will be non-responsive and will not talk to me.
When did we speak to Nikolaj? Or who mentioned him before we spoke to Father Lucian? Because I have him in my notes.
Oh, really? Where?
It says St. Andrew's Church, Father Lucian Petrovich, helped by Nikolaj. Why did I write down Nikolaj? How did he come up, DM?
I think a toy maker.
Mm-hmm.
What about the toy maker?
I think he was the one that told us about the church. And
Okay.
I think you guys were asking about the church and like who's big at the church, what goes on there, and he mentioned Father Lucian and his friend Nikolaj, or his former charge, I should say.
Mm-hmm. Milovaj?
Yeah, that's his module name, but we're changing it to Nikolaj because I like Nikolaj better.
Okay.
Would you be willing to go and speak with him?
Yes, we would. But me and my cohorts, we are going to be out of... how long did did they... one sec. What's his name again? The one at the tavern? Erwin Mardukov. How long did he, say, an estimate, of how long this job would take?
If it takes 8 hours to get there and we have to do business there, I'd imagine we'd be back tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Our cohorts, not culprits, our cohorts and I, we are going out of town on some business soon, and we won't be back for a day or two. If this matter, how urgent do you believe this matter to be?
He says, well, many of us believe that it is the bones of St. Andral that keeps the devil from invading our city, and without my knowledge of where they are, and without me protecting them, I'm afraid he will invade. So as soon as you can look into it, I would be very much appreciative.
Okay. Understood. We will try to do it. We will try to help you as quickly as we can, but like I said, we have other obligations that need to be tended to. But I promise you, the matter will be looked into.
He nods his head and he says, I understand.
Just make sure that the word does not get out between the two of us.
And he nods his head to you. He says, I trust you, both as men of the gods.
Thank you, Father Lucian. And before I leave, I'd like to ask you about that help I mentioned, in the form of information.
Of course.
Through means that are greater than myself, divine or otherwise, I have been warned of a being, a man, I believe, a worshipper of some god, now fallen into madness.
He looks to you and he says, this is a cryptic question you ask me. Do you have any information? Or
It was a very cryptic warning. Let me see if I can remember the exact message. The words of the divine fall on deaf ears, muffled by the shadowed mists. Find the damned one in his place of worship, and free his soul from the madness of mortality.
He looks to you and he says, "That is a confusing message to say the least, but I don't think I am the person that can help you find the answer. I think..." He looks to you and he says, "The most powerful man of God in this land is the abbot in Kresk. Perhaps he can help you."
Abbot and Crest. Thank.
Yes.
That is helpful. Thank you, Father Lucian.
He nods his head and says, "The abbot is a strange man. He has insights that most others could only hope to have."
Well, seems that strangeness is common in this world. So,
the father will bow to you, and if you choose to leave at this point, he understands. He gives you the freedom.
Jakul will bow back and say his farewell, and politely say farewell, and starts to leave, motioning for Rebecca to follow.
Rebecca will indeed follow, giving a polite curtsy to the father before making her exit as well.
The father will give you a polite bow, and you guys, I assume, exit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as this was happening, I imagine that the other members of the party, Varian, Tavin, and Irina, aka young Ivan, were kind of just hanging out.
Okay, so did Kane get out of the church? Fine.
I was gonna ask Kane. So you were snooping around back there. What did you do after you found this this journal and this holy symbol?
I probably would have just read it one more time to make sure that I read it right, and then put everything back as the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then just leave and close the door behind me.
Okay. Kane, can I have you make a stealth check as you're doing so, because you're being so sneaky?
Sure.
Okay.
What was that?
That was the sound I made.
Why'd you make it?
That was the sound of Caleb's hopes for Kane dying.
I have to see what something is. Okay. So, Kane, as you're closing the door, and you start walking out, you see that there are town's guardsmen in the cemetery behind the church, but they all appeared to be looking in the exact right direction to miss you as you close the door.
Nice.
As your passive perception beating stealth check there was just enough.
That's how I do it.
And as you close the door behind you, and they all look over, and they kind of just wave at you like, "Hello!"
Morning.
And they nod their head and continue their rounds in the cemetery. So, does the party meet back up at this point? Was there any scenes that needed to happen between Varian, Tavin, and Irina, as Irina is wearing her fake mustache?
Did we? Well, could we not go to this encampment while we were waiting for that?
Oh yeah, I believe they were going to the Vastani encampment outside of.
Oh, this is a very large break the party type moment.
Well, I mean, how far is it? Can we see it, or no?
Just let me check real quick just how far away it is. That way I give you an accurate distance.
It sounded like it was right on the outskirts of town.
Yeah, because if it was super far, we wouldn't have went.
This is the part where we find out that the party was malinformed and half the party's just sitting on their hands waiting.
Okay, it's only a couple of miles down the road.
A couple of miles?
Or actually half a mile. Because it's here at N9.
That's a big difference.
Well, that's we could do that.
Yeah, it's here. That's where it's located. So you would exit town and then take the Slavic road down.
Mm-hmm. Well, an offshoot of the Slavic road, whatever this is.
The Slavic Court, Slavic Boulevard, Strahd Lane.
Quite literally the Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Yep. Somewhere out there, Green Day is rolling over in their money. So, as you approach the Vastani Camp, the woods part to reveal an expansive clearing, a small grass-covered hill with low houses built into its sides. Fog obscures the details, but you can see that these buildings features elegantly carved woodwork and have decorative lanterns hanging from their sculpted eaves. Atop the hill, above the fog, is a ring of barrel-topped wagons that surround a large tent with a column of smoke pouring out through a hole in the top. The tent is brightly lit from within. Even at this distance, you can smell the odors of wine and horses that emanate from the central area. And I need...
Varian will ride on with young Ivan riding behind him. And, I guess Tavin is with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we definitely know this is the right place for the Vastani. It's hard to mistake the smells of their camp.
Yes, and I know that not everyone is there, but I'm going to take everyone to that map, because that map's going to be a little bit more interesting.
But you will see nothing.
There we go. Oh, and so as you approach, I don't know what you guys can see on the map. Arena can see nothing. Kane, I dragged you guys onto this side first, so you can see exactly what you're looking at. It's that raised hill with the houses at the bottom and then the main camp at the top.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then, if I just move you guys up to here, now we're like on the gridded map part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For me, the map ends with the grid. I do not see any such houses.
Well, he just moved us.
Let me make sure you have sight. You should have sight. And actually, I'm going to turn dynamic lighting off on this map unless you guys just start killing Vastani. Which you just might. Who knows?
Yeah, come on, guys. TPK. Let's do it.
Yeah, Tavin knows customs a little bit. We'll dismount the horse and find a hitch to tie off.
Absolutely. Sorry, just adjusting some things here, guys. Making sure the music is up just loud enough to be ambiance. Okay. So as you approach, standing quietly in front of the house, bathed in the warm light of the lanterns, are 3 sullen, gray-cloaked figures. Their features and black, flowing hair are half hidden under their cowls. So these people are cloaked and kind of watching you guys as you approach.
Are these small people?
Are they small?
Yes, they look very small.
Oh. Literally. Sorry, their tokens are not the same size as your guys's.
Okay, that's fine.
Sometimes that happens.
Do they happen to have elven?
They do, and Tavin, you recognize these people right away. These are some of the last few remnants of your race. You see that these are Dusk Elves.
Varian will also notice this and approach them. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the camp. Who are you?
Travelers. I was actually wondering if you knew anyone. Well, to be honest, I'm looking for a Dusk Elf. I found one, but he's a no help, and he just kind of laughs over to Tavin. I kid, but I'm wondering if you have a leader?
They say, yes, there is a leader, and they knock on the door behind them.
And Elvis, hello, brothers.
And they see you, and they give you the traditional bow and greeting.
And Tavin will take his hood down so that they can see he is also one of them.
I should mention that Varian did say that in Elvish. I should. Whenever we talk about sketchy stuff, probably best to not speak in common.
Mm-hmm.
It has been several years since I've seen another member of our clan.
They nod their head and they say, let us get Casimir. And from behind the wall here comes Casimir. And Tavin, you know Casimir. And why you know him? Casimir was your wife's brother. Casimir Valekov.
And a deep bow, and then reaching his hand out. Casimir, it has been far too many years.
And he looks to you, and you see that tears begin welling in his eyes. And he says, Tavin, I'm sorry that our union was broken by the traitor Rahadin.
Yes, he betrayed our entire race. I do not know why. He was our chosen and turned his back on all of us. I am just so happy to see that you are alive. I feared the worst when I could not find you.
Now, as the party sees Casimir, you see several things about him. Number one, he looks like he hasn't slept or tranced, as elves do, for a while. Tavin, something's different about him. Like, beforehand, he would almost never wear even a shirt. Like, this dude was always, like, broing it up. Like, just going shirtless, just being a good guy, slapping people on the back. But now he's completely covered head and toe with this, like, large cowl and cape. And he's almost, like, keeping his face hidden in shadow.
What happened to you, brother?
He draws back his cloak to reveal that his face, much of his shoulder, and much of his chest has been mutilated by magic.
If anyone has a high enough passive perception, they just see Varian just kind of clench his fist and go, yes!
How did this happen? Was it Rahadin as well? Or when the devil came for your sister, did he do this to you? I could not find you after.
You'll also notice that Casimir has lost, one of the elves' birthright. His long pointed ears have been cut from his head, leaving only gaps where he will hear from. He says, "The devil, Strahd, is to blame for this. But it was not his doing for why my ears were mutilated and why my body is now scarred. It was my own tribe that did this to me."
Looking at his 3 companions, why would they do this to you? You are one of the nobles of our family, of our race.
He says, "It has been many years, and the details will forever remain ingrained in my mind. The fellow Dusk Elves blamed me for Petrina falling into Strahd's hands. Some of them even thought she willingly went. When I stood up from her, they called me a traitor and removed my birthright." And you see that he, his eyes begin to well with tears, and he's trying to stand there strong for you guys, but it's quickly becoming hard for him to do so.
Yeah, reaching up and grabbing his shoulders. You know the truth, Casimir, as do I. Petrina would never have gone along willingly. She was the future. Our future.
And you see that the tears come, and he says, "I know. But I feel that I have gone mad in my years here, isolated with the Vastani. And as you guys know, that you've been told, the party knows this, all of the women of the Dusk Elf clan were killed. All the children were killed. So the only thing remaining is men. So that, literally, their future is no longer apparent."
We both know that it is Rahadin. The devil would not have found us if it would not have been for him.
He looks to you and he says, "Then what is your all plan? Do you plan to fight the devil? Fight Rahadin?"
Well, sir, that's exactly our plan. And I was actually sent by a soothsayer for a scarred elf. And not to put you on the spot, but I think you're my man.
He looks to you and he says, "Then the Madame Eva sent you here."
Yes, he said, or she told me that I would assist you, or you would assist me in your quest, and perhaps you've had a dark dream recently. She was very vague, but I know I have to help you in order to bring peace to this land.
Such is the way of the Vastani, to be cryptic. I have been visited by a dark dream. I have been visited in my dreams by a visage. And he looks to you, Tavin, of Petrina. I have been told of the Amber Temple, a vault hidden in the Barovian Mountains. I believe this is where Strahd gained his evil powers and discovered the way to become a vampire.
And hearing about the Amber, this is part of my quest as well. Seeking my revenge has to do with the Amber.
Amber Vaults or Amber Temple?
He says, it is the Amber Temple, but it is, in fact, you could say a vault, because it holds many secrets and treasures. I believe that the secret to breaking Strahd's pact and freeing Barovia from this curse may be hidden there. And then he looks to you. But more importantly, I believe that the ancient temple holds the secret to bringing Patrina back to life.
Yeah, Tavin will, like, tear up himself there. So there is a chance of bringing her back.
I believe so.
Regaining a future for our people is everything.
I agree. And if you are willing, that is somewhere that I would want to bring you, is this Amber Temple. I need you to survive the perils of not just the temple itself, but to travel there, as it is well guarded and defensed by the land and the creatures that exist here.
You know that I am willing anything to save your sister and my love and our people. I am more than willing to do.
He nods his head to you and he holds your hand. Holds your hand close in his, like in a bro handshake, and he says, "Well, I am glad that we have found each other once again. As even though this valley is so small, it can increase the distance between us."
Very true. I seem to have gone to the village here. I've been in Barovia these years, doing what I can there and spreading the word of our deceased goddess.
He nods his head. He looks to you, Varian, and he says,
Yeah.
he really looks at you, Varian, and he says, "Where are you from?"
Waterdeep.
He looks around and he says, I've never heard of this village.
It's a lot bigger than the village, I'll tell you that. And it's definitely not from around here either. It's outside of the fog. I got pulled in by, he looks up the hill, by the, traveling folk. Said I could help. And they said that you could help you. So, tell me, Casimir, what do I have to do?
He says, I believe that... And he's, looking at you. Like you're, his long-lost brother or something. And he says, "Are you a human?"
Yes. He says inquisitively, because it's not the first time he's been asked that question, but he always knows the answer is he is in fact a human.
And he's looking at you, and he says, "I wish I could see your eyes in the darkness. They tell a story that I don't think a human's would."
Well, I've seen more than the most men, so I suppose they have a few bits of yarn to spin, but I'm a human through and through. Is that important to what I need to do to help you?
He says, "No, it's just... Tavin, look at him. Really look at him. Don't you think if if I could put my ears on him, that he could be a dusk elf?"
I've made that interpretation myself.
Well, I'm flattered by all of your hospitality. It really means a lot to know that I have some amiable folk around me.
He says, I believe that you will find what Madame Eva has prophesized within this Amber Temple. And there, you will find what power you are looking for to help us defeat the devil.
Looking at Varian, having to say, both of our quests lead to the same place.
Sounds like it. Varian will nod and say, I'm guessing you'll need us to ford the Amber Temple ourselves. Does he look like he's in any state to be on the road, or does he spend most of his time here?
You see that the dusk elves that surround him kind of look up to him and say, Casimir, are you sure that is what you would want to do? And Casimir says to you all, I am not the fighter I once was, nor am I won't lie to you, of an able body, but I have improved the strength of my mind. I have become a wizard in these years.
Damn.
Oish.
Takes some dedication. I appreciate that.
He looks to you and he says, I have lived quite a long life. I am, I believe, one of the oldest living creatures in this valley. I remember when Strahd himself came to conquer this land when he was still a mortal man. You know, Strahd had a brother. He was a sweet boy. I wish he would have ascended to the throne instead of the man we got.
We should have stopped him and we...
He looks to you and he says, hindsight is 2020. He'll sigh and say, would you like to come into my cabin? Or is there much else for you all to do?
Well, we're currently waiting for the rest of our party to join us, so we can step inside for a moment. Lance, and he just kind of pets Lance a lot. How about you wait here and let us know when everyone else comes back, alright, buddy?
Back!
Alright.
You barked with an accent.
Bark.
Swedish doggo.
Yes.
Young Ivan, would you like to come in as well?
She says, yes, I would like to come inside. Now, as you guys come in, you see that it is a hovel. It seems he has been, this is like a Charlie Kelly. There's like a poster board with all sorts of like string on it, like Amber Temple type deal as you go inside. And he says, I do not have much room and I do not have a lot. I don't often have guests.
Thank you for your hospitality. Do you still have the picture of your sister?
He looks at you and he says, any paper that I might have had, unfortunately, has rotted away. One of my many great regrets. If only I was a wizard back then.
Yes, if we could have both foresaw what troubles were coming, we would have led different paths. But You were one of our greatest warriors.
He like nods his head, and he looks to you all, and he kind of starts dishing out some wine, and I think everyone is able to have a small role play with talking about the old days. He talks about how, you know, vibrant the Dusk Elf community was. Oh, give me 1 second, guys.
Okay. It's a nice little family reunion you got here.
Yes,
Seriously.
very unexpected.
Yeah.
We just keep finding things to do everywhere we go.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like you know in like Skyrim or Fallout or Borderlands, where you just like
It's when you've been playing the game for 25 hours and you never picked up a side quest, and everyone you talk to is like, "Hey, man, I got some grapes that I need you picking."
It's like you go to them on one town, to them on finish a side quest, and like as soon as you turn in, you see like a dozen exclamation points pop up above people's heads.
Hello, traveler! Hello, traveler!
Yeah, have you seen any of those videos, Viva La Dirt League? And they make like videos about gaming, and it's like what happens when you leave town, and it's like, you know, you're like doing a side mission, and the guy's like, just step right outside of town, I need your help, and he's like, no, I got something to do. And as soon as he steps out, like the epic music starts playing, and we have to go here to save the world. Like, shit.
Reminds me of a Pro Z. It reminds me of a Pro ZD skit. That was like back when Vine was still a thing. Where like his companion is like, shouldn't we be going to do the main plot? And then he's like, would you relax? I have to collect every pine cone, okay?
Oh, that reminds me of an old sketch about Legend of Zelda, where Link is going around doing all really pointless side quests, while Ganon just slowly takes over the world, and then, you know, eventually jump cuts to just everything in flames. And everyone is like just dying. And it's just, oh, Link! Oh, thank God, I found you! Come on, you need to fight Ganon. He's just over there. Hold on, I still need to catch these chickens. What? Oh, I just need to catch like one more chicken. He is having his way with Princess Zelda behind that tree. It's like,
Sorry about that, guys. I just had somebody walk into the place of business and was like, Caleb, give me a tour.
oh God.
And I was like, can we make an appointment? And then we made an appointment, and now we're fine. Okay, so half the party was at the church. The other half is currently drinking wine, talking about the good old days with the Dusk Elf Casimir.
And I will fill Rebecca's flask while we're sitting there.
Yeah.
Yay.
So did
Eat
the
my addiction.
did the party from the church come to meet up with you guys?
Yeah, we're
Would
Done
you
right
have
now.
arrived by this point?
Absolutely. Casimir welcomes everyone in, and you guys see this mutilated elf who doesn't have elf ears, and he's like face is all scarred. He looks like he got burnt with acid.
ouch.
A lot of it.
Oh dear.
Jeez.
This was my betrothed brother, Casimir, and
Trust-
his three friends. I did not know they were still alive.
They look to you and kind of nod solemnly, and he says, "Our numbers dwindle every day. It's almost a." Go ahead, Rebecca.
Oh, no, so I was just going to give them the closest I can do to their traditional greeting, which would probably be something more akin to that of a wood elf. But I will speak to them in their language and basically, yeah, just give them a traditional greeting, even though I know it isn't quite theirs.
Jakul, seeing Rebecca like doing the wrong greeting and being with Tavin so long that he probably knows the right greeting, is gonna like elbow her and just like follow my lead, and then do the traditional greeting.
Terribly sorry. I'm used to a different type of elf.
So different types of elves?
It was quite close, Rebecca. We, one you did, I believe, were before being trapped in this land. We had to change a bit due to the powers of this place.
Understandable.
And
My
hand over the flask.
Oh, thank you. And my deepest condolence.
He will nod, and Casimir will look at Ivan and say, he's gonna make a check real quick.
Oh dear. I guess I shouldn't be oh dearing. This dude is probably fine.
He looks at her and he says, Tavin, this one reminds me of someone. I can't remember who, but who is this boy you travel with? My name is Ivan.
Young Ivan. He's my ward.
Ooh.
Tavin's just kind of sitting there like,
Oh.
we are quite naturally perceptive, friends.
I'm gonna roll deception.
If you were to jog your memory a bit, do you think I could help jog your memory in any way? I'm very curious as young Ivan might remind you of.
Well, it's he looks like I'm sorry, my memory goes back far, but I feel that after my mutilation, parts of it were taken.
Ah, of course, I'm terribly sorry.
Irina starts to get a little uncomfortable at that, and he says, I'm sorry if... Because she can see her squirming in her chair. And Casimir will say, it's just... There's little bits of red hair underneath the black there, and... I can remember a red-haired woman from long ago, but I can't place her face.
Ivan, have you been dyeing your hair?
And Ivan will like reach and realize like, oh shit, some of my red hair is poking out from beneath my man wig. And,
you can tell me if you have. It's all right.
I'm sorry. It's a new look I'm going for.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe go all out. But I do hear that red-haired people kind of cursed here in Barovia, so maybe watch out with that. Well, you learn something new every day.
Casimir will look to you all and he says, I'm enjoying this time that we're spending together, but what were you all doing before coming here?
We were on a job to a wine vineyard. Going to a vineyard.
Oh, I see. Are you trying to gain the appeal of the Martakovs?
You could say something like that. They seem like nice folk. Rich folk.
And he nods his head. He says, yes, outside of the Count, the richest in the valley.
It feels kind of strange now that we got quests for like recovering hollowed bones and going to a temple filled with traps and stuff, that running a job for a tavern seems kind of quaint.
Yeah, right?
We can make in this land. We should take that opportunity.
Yes, of course.
That was our problem. I think the first time didn't have anybody helping us.
So, Casimir, is there anything you need to do before leaving?
I will continue to do research here until you all are ready to go to the Emperor Temple. I'm afraid. He looks at you all and he sniffs.
Am I not buff enough, Casimir?
He says, I'm afraid that you would all be killed in the journey.
He could smell the green on us.
All right.
He says,
Well,
I am only able to cast spells of the 5th level, and I feel that even with my help that we would be killed.
Only 5th level.
Well,
only threw away
you are
Dreadnought.
miles ahead of my 1st level casting ass. So, don't feel too bad.
Grand good spells have levels.
It's just fun.
Different complexities.
I just thought you just blow shit
I
up,
can
stuff
only
up,
cast
you know?
No,
cast
Varian, it's
Big
actually
Big
very
It's fine.
complicated.
All right.
Me, whose best spell is freaking Chaos Bolt.
He says, would you all like to go outside and see a demonstration? I've been working on something.
Of course, Casimir.
Of
Of
course.
course.
Truthfully, Varian, it is convoluted the way magic works. It's,
Yeah, I stick with my sword and I hit things.
yeah, you know what? You're quite good at it.
Yeah, I am. Is that right, Ivan? Just kind of pats him on the back a little too hard.
And Ivan goes, ow! I mean, ow!
Oh, that's right. gotta knock that cough out of you.
That's right.
And Casimir will say, I've tried to master the magics of this land, and I find myself naturally going towards the powers of the cold. It seems that it is easier to conjure. And he looks at a bunch of trees and he casts
Uh-oh.
Cone of cold.
Cone of Cold.
Holy mother.
Lord!
You called it.
And he shoots these cold beams out. Pew! Pew!
Benfrega!
And he says,
Wizaga!
he asks, what do you all think?
I think you seriously need to, chill out. That's
Oh,
a terrible
Tosh is
analogy.
laughter.
I don't have minor illusion. Damn.
He looks at Rebecca and he casts Fireball on her. No, he doesn't do that.
I'm very sorry.
Jakula's gonna look at Rebecca and he's gonna cast Disappointing Head Shake.
Disappointed. Oh no. I failed my wisdom save.
So he says, so I will need you all to at least get this powerful before I think we can handle the Emperor Temple.
This powerful. We gotta get me 10th level.
Ninth level, ninth.
I will be very surprised if I am ever able to cast spells of that level.
Yeah, I think
What is
we're
it for you? Like
safe.
17?
I think we're safe just having a road trip to a vineyard for right now, not trying to do anything too big in Barovia.
I agree.
We'll go to a vineyard, come back, find some bones, maybe blackmail some nobles, you know.
we gotta see the sights first before we do anything too wild.
Do you reckon that the bones are referring to that hero buried in that church?
Yes, Saint
Andral.
Andras, yeah.
Casimir, when the final battle comes, will my brethren
Yeah.
be willing to help us?
I will go with you to wherever we need to go. To fight the devil, to go into the... And as you guys are talking about this, these two men start walking down the hill.
Gruff and
Is that-
sexy.
Is that the guy? Is that the guy from the bar in Barovia?
No,
No.
I'm confused. Which one of these guys is supposed to be the sexy?
The goatee having one, the really sharp
These
one.
two look like some.
I don't know.
If you look like they walked out of Yakuza.
The guy given the smirk.
The
He
eyebrow.
looks like he's trying to be sexy.
I never look, man. That's the
Give
vibe
the
he's
people's
trying to give
eyebrow.
off. Yeah.
Doing the eyebrow wiggle.
Yeah, the people's eyebrow.
So, these two guys approach, and they say, Casimir, what is all this rambunctiousness? And they look at you all, and you see these two Vastani men. And you see one of them kind of looks a little bit brutish. You see Luvash. And you see Aragal.
Demir Dracul recognize either one of these two.
Yes. You know that these two are the leaders of this Vastani encampment.
Yeah, just like kind of their traditional greeting. Lavish, it's good to see you again, old friend.
Erigo, looking the same as always.
They look to you guys, and he says, "What is your business here at the camp?"
Ooh, Halifax.
Just seeing an old friend. It's been a while since I've seen my brother, and you know that.
I just follow Tavin.
They look to you, and they kind of look over to the Dusk Elves, and they say, "Arabelle is still missing. You all were supposed to be looking for her, not engaging in magical shows."
Do I know who Arabelle is, Caleb?
Go ahead and make a history check.
Can I get on this history check too?
Absolutely. So history at advantage for either party.
My history is.
Mine's a 2.
Mine's still 2 as well.
Oh. Go ahead, Dracul.
Yeah, I haven't rolled today yet.
Hey, there you go.
Arabelle is Luvash's daughter.
How long has she been missing, Luvash?
He looks to you and he says, "She's been gone for little more than a day. Because everyone was in camp was drunk, and this one," he like pokes Aragal in the neck, "was away. I am determined to find her."
Can you tell me what she was wearing? A bauble or something she had on her person?
He says, "Do you intend to help us find her?"
Of course.
A child in need, and you know we've known her for a long time.
He says, "She had the doll with her, a Belinsky creation. She also had her normal Vastani dress."
And since we know what she is, Caleb, would you say I've either seen this doll or her clothing on before?
Yep.
And which direction was the last place you seen her, Lavish?
He says, "She was in camp. I'm not sure exactly where she is."
But I guess. Oh, I guess we should start looking around the camp then, shouldn't we?
Like going to the last place she'd been seen.
Last place she'd
thinking
been
back-
seen, looking for tracks,
And looking at her and thinking of what she wore, I will cast this.
Okay.
1,000 feet.
So,
Locate object. There's a very bad joke in there somewhere.
So, you start getting the pings that this object is coming from the north of town, like as in Lake Zarevich.
Oh.
Ask, can we take a detour and come with me to help find this girl? I'm getting the
Sure.
feeling she is north. And using the horses and the cart, can we move that direction, like using the ping, since it's up to 10 minutes?
Absolutely.
Tavin, you found her?
I have a way of locating items within a certain distance if I've seen them before. I have a feeling she's this way. Not too far. It should not take us long.
Isn't that the direction of the lake?
Yes, Lake Zarevich.
That's troubling.
Lovish, she is this way as we make our way north.
Before we go, I will ask. I just immediately forgot the name of Tavin's brother.
Casimir.
Casimir. I will go. I will turn to Casimir and say, "I'm terribly sorry, Casimir, but I was looking for someone in Vallaki and didn't end up finding him. Have you seen a wizard wandering these parts? Human, probably looks a bit older. Really fits the old stereotype."
As you say this aloud, you see a look of like recognition on Casimir and the two Vastani's faces.
Please, if you know where he is, I must know.
They say, "I wonder if she's talking about the Mad Mage." They like,
Oh, god damn it.
and they laugh again. They say, "You mean the one who tried to stand against Strahd, and he picked him up and he chucked him into the caverns? Ha! I bet it is."
Y'all see Rebecca's face just launches completely, and she just did he survive that sort of fall?
They say, "There's rumors of him being still around, coming out onto Lake Zarevich and shooting the water with a lightning bolt to fish."
Well then, suppose I have business up there as well. Thank you, gentlemen.
Casimir, will you come with us?
Casimir will nod his head, yes. And he like starts moving, and you see that he's all slow and shit. And he's got like a cane.
Here, get up on the cart.
Yeah, get up on the cart, yeah. It's prop up on the cart.
He's still got... Go ahead, Dracul.
Before we leave, Dracul is gonna go up to Lavash, like put her hand on his shoulder and say, "Do not worry, friend. I swear to you that we will return your return your daughter to you. I swear it upon my grave."
He says, "It might just be your grave. You never know what is to be on the lake." And do you guys like head to the lake?
Yes.
Yeah, following the ping of my spell.
Can we go over that talk of this mad mage? Who mentioned that? Was that Casimir?
Yes, and Luvash and Aragal, they were kind of talking about, and you guys have heard this story before. A mage came to the city of Barovia, marshaled the people together against Strahd, and lost a wizard duel.
I think this is the first time we've heard that he's still alive, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, heard rumors.
And fishes. Well, people are saying they see him fish by shooting lightning into the water.
I mean,
Oh,
He's
yeah.
still alive.
Yeah.
I mean, lightning fishing, that's probably a great way to get fish.
Well,
Probably cook
like
cook
those,
them too.
those old school crank phones. You put the two ends in there, and like catfish, fish without scales, you crank it, and it shocks them, and they float to the surface. It's not legal, but
You can do it.
it's like using dynamite. You know, it works.
And this is at Lake Velak. What was it called?
Lake
what?
Lake Zarovich.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's head off.
Okay. I'm gonna move us back to following the pings of your locate objects. You guys ride north. Do you guys enter back into the city, or do you ride around the city?
Around.
Oh, we're going back.
Okay.
Us going back into the city.
We're going the express route.
Give me 1 second, guys. So, express route around the city, huh? Okay. So it takes you not a long period of time when you arrive at the lake. Now, as you begin looking around the lake, Tavin, you're getting the pings from your locate object spell, but it seems to be coming out from the middle of the lake.
Oh no!
And there's a boat in the middle of the lake. And
How far?
That thing?
Drowned spirits.
let me move a couple of things.
Oh! You feeling alright,
hello
man?
there, sir. You look very unhealthy.
You look soggy, my guy.
So you see this guy out there on the boat, and he.
Is it 30 feet away from me?
You guys are currently like on the banks, and he appears to be on this boat. And if you guys want to try to swim out onto the boat, you definitely can.
I can
well, how
misty step.
how far are we? This on
30
my
feet.
question.
I can Misty Step for free.
That's 30 feet of Misty Step, though.
So,
I'm gonna get you far.
Misty Step is 60 feet, isn't it?
Misstep is 30. You
Oh.
see, so the boat you're
Yeah.
looking at is roughly 400 feet off the shore.
Oh
Okay.
shit!
Lord.
And
Is there another boat?
you do see another boat.
Does anybody else want to get in here with me and help me get to that boat?
I'm
That
with you,
will
Gavin.
probably provide a good vantage point.
How many people
Yeah.
can fit on this boat, DM? Is it a rowboat or like?
This is indeed like a rowboat.
Is that 2 to 8?
I'm going to say that 4 people can fit.
Okay.
I gotta get on this boat.
Yeah, Tavins is like pushing it toward the water, being like, "I have a bad feeling about this person,
I can,
and
I
my
will-
spell's about to drop." So
I will leave my stuff with Casimir and company on
Okay.
the shore because I do have some shit that will definitely be destroyed by water. I will only bring my healer's kit and the stuff I need for my.
Okay, so you two are on
Oh,
the
and the
boat.
pepper.
I'll
Cool.
hop on.
also gonna hop on the boat.
So we got 4 peeps on the boat. What is Kane doing? I feel like Kane has just been silent this whole time.
Kane
Yeah.
just
Kane just realized that everybody got on the boat, and so he's like, "All right, I'll stay here and protect Ivan."
And Ivan's like, "Where are you going?" "Okay, go on the boat." And yeah, you can start rowing. Now this is becoming a desperate situation here. So who is rowing the boat?
I can. I don't have the strongest strength, but
I have a strength of 8, so
me as well.
Same here. Hey!
the 3 weakest people. All right.
Wait, what's happening?
I came because
I think you're the strongest. Could you row us out there quick?
Oh, sure, I can do that.
The three weakest people in the party all got on the fucking boat.
I mean, I got on too.
I came on the rowboat because if we need to start blasting, my max range my effective range is about 240 feet.
I like how he's like, I'm gonna get on this boat. I'm gonna start blasting. Yeah, go ahead and make me an athletics check.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Tavin, can you guide me?
Guidance, get us there as quick as you can.
Oh, he's like, okay, I'll take that too, but I was just asking for advantage. But yeah, plus a D4. Maybe. Okay, there you go, 16.
So everyone,
15, I can count.
we turn on the motor that is Varian, and you're like, ha, 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 and you start rowing out. And as your guys' boat approaches the riverside, you see that this man in the boat has a burlap sack and just tosses it right into the river right as you arrive.
Oh no!
Misty step to the sack and grab it.
Hey!
Okay, so everyone sees Tavin misty step out of the boat into the water and grabs the sack. Tavin, as you grab the sack out of the water, you can feel that it's kind of wiggling around.
Kittens, the monster!
But as you go to pull it open, you find inside the bag is the quickly going unconscious body of a young girl.
Oh my god.
Yeah, getting her
Oh
to
my
the
god.
surface and trying to get to our boat as quick as I can.
Varian calls out, hey!
Like
I wanna
Baywatch style.
I want to get a good look at this man's face.
I don't know if this is gonna work. Can I use frostbite on the man's boat?
On the oars to like stop them from moving, maybe?
To like where the boat meets the water to like try to freeze it, make it harder for him to leave.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can try
That's not an idea.
You can freeze him up. So Bluto looks to you and he goes, "Oh." And Tavin.
The man's name definitely is Bluto.
Yeah, you start freezing his boat to the water.
And
Tavin.
Tavin's just Baywatching it to the boat.
Go ahead and
The
make
other
me
boat.
an athletics check as you're swimming with this quickly unconscious body.
Please, Great Spirit, help me. Guidance?
Yeah, you can guidance yourself. Okay.
15.
Yeah, you guys see Tavin swimming onto the boat, and there's a unconscious Vastani girl in his arms as he gets on top of the boat.
I'm going to immediately, whether she
Thanks.
needs it or not, I'm going to use my healer's kit to try and just make sure she's stable, make sure everything is good.
As to cool
Varian's gonna paddle closer to the guy.
Yep.
The unconscious body of the little girl. We're gonna set phasers to kill and cast shatter on that man's boat.
Good. Can I, since I'm proficient in medicine, help Rebecca with the girl?
Yeah, we can make a medicine check with advantage.
So wait, before you do any Dracul, what's the plan? Are we just gonna
I
let
don't
him
know.
drown?
We're gonna
It's like-
cast shatter,
if-
hurt him, destroy his boat, maybe come over, pick him up.
Well, no, I mean, like,
Yeah.
we can't really pick. The boat's at capacity. We already have
But
one extra
we
person
don't know
in here.
who this man is or what he's done. He might have information. He might.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying is if we break his boat,
Roll that shatter
we're not
damage.
saving him. We're not saving him if we break his boat.
Yeah, we
Okay.
already passed it.
He said he did it, and I want everyone.
I'm not. I'm just saying that's what's gonna happen.
Cool, don't fuck around.
So,
I'm up on the side of the boat trying to help Rebecca with the girl.
So here's what happens in succession here. So, number one, you cast Shatter on the boat. The guy, his head blows up because he only had 4 hit points, and you hit him for 11.
Commoner.
And
Hello.
his boat does not have 11 hit points, so his boat and him get just smashed, like you hit him with like a dust release jutsu from frickin' Naruto. Oh, the camera wasn't on them. With a 17 medicine check, Rebecca and Tavin work together. You start pumping the water out of her lungs, and Arabelle goes,
Are you alright, dear? Just breathe, alright? Breathe.
and she just like quickly looks at you and then just throws up over the side of the boat as water leaves her lungs.
Good. Doing that, and I'll pat her on the back, make sure all that water gets out.
Yeah, Tavin just sits back, like, at the back of the boat, like, exhausted from swimming in that scale mail and using a spell he's never used before, just kind of shaking out of it.
Shit. I mean, you guys just hear Varian just shit. And he sits back down the boat and he starts paddling back to shore because we just killed a man who was clearly sent out to do something here in Barovia. We're fucked. We gotta leave. Varian's like, we gotta get out of here. We gotta go. We gotta fucking go.
Real quick, what level spell is Speak with Dead?
No.
Guidance to get
No.
level. It's guidance to get back.
Big fucking explosion. Us on a boat.
So guys, next level we can start interrogating the people I kill.
Yes. So
I'm looking around at this point for any sign of this mad wizard fishing with lightning.
I don't think you would have to make a perception check to see that, as
Yeah, I know.
as it would just be. Now, here's what happens. You guys look around. That a shatter spell creates a loud, thunderous crack.
Yes.
And everyone that was like along the shore, like fishing or doing anything, like just looks up to you guys.
Yeah, I bet.
And then they just like look back
Lord.
down to start to keep fishing again.
They don't care. You gotta remember, this is not a normal place. They do not care. They know to mind their own business. In Barovia, they could care less what we do.
But I'm sure whoever sent that man out to do this might care.
Well, fuck him. We'll shatter him too.
Kane's gonna load his crossbow.
Must exercise some amount of caution. I understand I understand completely where you're coming from, Dracul, but if you rush into every fight, you're going to get killed. And then you won't do any good to your daughter.
Tavin's just like laying his head back. He's like soaked, exhausted, just like, oh.
Dracul is just gonna sit down.
So as you guys are beginning to row back, you see that standing on the shore is Kane, Luvash, Aragal, and Casimir, and they're all looking at you with like confusion as you cast a spell, and you're able to row back to shore. And Luvash says, "Is that Arabelle? What has happened?"
By the way, the healer's kit would have given her back some hit points. Let me, yeah, I guess. I assume she doesn't have more than one hit.
Yeah, she only has 2 hit points. She's a tiny baby, and
I could not possibly fuck this up.
they
Apparently someone put her in a sack and was sacrificing her to the lake. I don't know what, Lavish. Luckily, the great goddess of the forest led us here in time.
and they say, "Who was that out there?" He just was there.
Don't know.
He disappeared.
That's right. That's a good question. Tavin, who was that? Why did you blow his head to smithereens?
I was working on the girl.
Dracul looks a bit sheepishly, like.
Did I recognize that guy? Have I ever seen that guy before?
This is a Loki meme where you guys have never seen that guy in your life, as he's a Vallaki citizen.
Oof.
He was. Lovish, I have no idea, but the point is that we got Arabelle back to you and alive. If we would
Arabelle,
have been any later, she would be dead, and he'll just like look at Arabelle and be like, "Don't worry, dear, we got you back to your father."
Yes, Arabelle, if you don't mind me asking, hi, I'm Varian. Who was that man?
and she says, "That was Pluto. He was wearing a straw hat, and he had a bottle of wine, and he came by the orphanage of St. Andros, and me and the other children were playing, and he grabbed me, and I tried to fight him, but he was too strong, and he carried me here, and the whole time he was saying that I was going to be his new good luck charm, that he was finally going to be able to pull fish from the lake."
Poor dear.
So he was sacrificing you to catch more fish.
She
Or
looks,
perhaps to catch something bigger.
Well, dear, you're back with your father. You should definitely stay in the camp with your father.
Good riddance.
Yeah, it is pretty
Good.
pretty upsetting. Good on you, Tavin.
Glad to see that you're alive, Arabelle. I mean,
Yes.
that you're safe, Arabelle.
I mean, Dracul. I called you Tavin. Good on you.
my bad.
Dracul.
That new whatever that spell is that lets me disappear and appear, it's come in quite handy.
Indubitably.
Yes, it looks like you disappeared in a cloud of mist.
Something the powers here of my ancestors have talked about. I've never been able to do it until then.
Luvash will say to thank you all for rescuing my daughter. You can count me as one of your allies for forever. And I would love to present you all with a gift. I have treasure that I could give you that I have collected in my career.
I'm sorry, who is blowing directly into their mic? I'm about to go nuts.
Not me.
It was me the whole time. Luvash would say, will you accept?
Anything will help our mission. Thank you, Luvash.
And he says, so shall we return to our wagon?
I think
Yes.
we shall.
Let's get Arabelle home and dry.
And Arabelle looks to you all and says, you know, I thought I foresaw seeing you all in a dream of mine. It's a gift that is quite common in my people.
How old is she?
Like 6.
Oh, man.
I
Very
got-
well spoken for such a young girl.
Yeah.
She looks at you and says, well, you know, you have to be well spoken when you are a Vastani. It is part of the process.
She doesn't look all gray and shit like most of the.
Correct. She's like a Vastani. She's colorful. She's friendly. She's got a big smile on. She definitely does not have the same issue that affects some Vastani people.
What all did you see in your dream, Arabelle?
She says, well, I saw you. She points to Dracul. I saw you. And she points to Tavin. I saw you, she says to Varian. And I saw you, pointing to Rebecca. But I thought I saw Cain with us there. And he's off on the shore.
We can only fit 4 safely in the boat.
Precisely.
Yeah. Maybe there was a bigger boat, like 5 feet to the right, that we missed.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
And as you guys are on the shore talking, you guys can see that Aragal is kind of making a smug look at you all as you've rescued this Vastani girl.
A smug look.
I can't tell the difference.
It's even more smug, if possible.
Oh, even more smug. Oh, okay. Now I can tell the difference.
It's
So like kind of like knowing she had an idea she was out here. Look.
Yeah. Does he seem like he's kind of what's the word? What they said. Does he seem like he might have?
Yeah.
You look at him, and he looks really smug. You're not exactly sure what emotion he's feeling.
Just like, yep, just super smug.
That smug son.
And this is all happening as you guys are riding back to the Vastani camp, and Casimir is shaking his head and says, "You all are quite the heroes, rescuing a Vastani child, killing the evildoer, but what was that man's name?" And Arabelle will say, "It was Bluto. Bluto was his name."
Casimir,
Have you seen Bluto before?
Yes. He's the town drunk. And a known fisherman with terrible luck.
Well, Dracul, there's no telling how many children he had done that to before, and if this would have worked and he wouldn't have caught any fish, how many he'd done after. Good job.
Thank you.
You guys see that there's a, if this was an RPG, there's a gold exclamation point over the lake where it's explore the lake to exactly find out how many skeletons are at the bottom of this lake.
I'm not doing that.
Real quick, what level do we get water breathing at?
I was going to say, I can't control water for another level.
Water breathing, 3rd level, ritual. Yeah, sorry. My to-do list is full.
So he takes you all back to the Vastani camp, unless there's anything you guys want to do along the way.
You know, chaps, I actually think I may be able to create a potion for us to survive.
Oh, really?
Yes. The if I remember correctly, it's a adaptation sort of thing. But if I look down here, a potion of transformation. The effects are similar to their self-spec, and it would last. The downside is it would minute. It would have to be a quick trip, but I believe.
Wait, did you say a minute?
10 minutes.
Okay.
But it's still a quick trip, though. It would have to be relatively brief.
Do we?
I definitely think at some point we will have to use that. Was this not the lake we had one of our quests to do too?
Yes, something regarding drowned spirits.
Casimir will ask you, what was the wording of your vision?
I will go ahead and pull it up again, because my character has better... The devil is the ancient, and so has become the land. You must restore the whole place...
You are cutting out real bad.
Oh, boy. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I must restore the holy places of the Elder Three, whose whispers are as wind and whose tears are dew. Look to the misted hill, the drowned spirit, and the lonely mill. Listen to the raven's cry.
Casimir, one of our missions, and one of Rebecca's missions, is to bring back our goddess.
The Thanes of Barovia.
Yes. For us, the Woodland Thane.
Indeed.
I will be back.
Dracul is gonna go play Terminator real quick. And he says, "Drowned spirits. I wonder if that is the swamp vein. The spirits of Berez."
Who's telling us this?
Casimir.
Okay.
Was it not this lake that used to be Berez?
He shakes his head and he says, "It was a riverside village
Ah,
south of here."
well, then it would seem this is not the correct body of water. Still, I was hoping to see Mival here.
Rebecca, if you don't mind me asking, I know you've asked, but I have not asked you, and I'm glad to help you find him. Who is he?
Mival was my mentor. The wizard that taught me the ropes in terms of alchemy and medicine.
Oh,
He's one of the few people that survived. Well, he's one of the few people from my home that I believe to still be alive. It would be, well, it would be disheartening if I failed to find him.
well, Rebecca, in any way I can, I would be glad to help you find your mentor.
Thank you, Tavin. And I swear I will do every back.
I believe you will get the chance. As Casimir has said, there may be a chance to bring back Petrina once we can make our way to this Amber Temple.
Indeed. Well, I suppose there's no sense sticking around, not as if he's going to just fall into my lap. Let's be off.
Let's.
Have we made it back to Lavish's, the Vastani Camp?
You guys have, and he brings you guys to a wagon. 2 iron padlocks secure the door of this barrel-topped wagon, and he says, "To thank you all, I will give you the choice of any of these treasures." The first thing that he pops out is a wooden chest. He says, "You can either have this chest made of wood." Then he slides out an iron chest made of iron. He approaches you all with a onyx jewelry box with gold filigree. He then brings out a wooden throne with gold inlay and decorative stones.
A throne? Like a full-ass throne that we'd slap on the back of our cart?
Yeah, it's a chair. It's literally a chair. The last thing he approaches you with is a rolled-up 10-foot rug.
Can I, and not ritually, just cast Detect Magic?
You can. None of the objects appear to be magical.
Okay, so not the rug.
Can we see what's inside the chests? Are they empty? And Varian approaches them.
And he says, hold on. This is the fun. You have to peek without knowing. Each of them are valuable in their own way.
Can you shake them for us?
He shakes them.
And the Fabergé egg is broken.
Yeah, it is.
He shakes them. Go ahead, Rebecca.
I believe I have something. No, never mind. I was wrong. I do not have that. Oh wait, yes. No, that's for magic items. I was wrong. Unless is it only for magic items? No.
Are you talking about identify?
Yes.
What a roller coaster.
It's
But
only
nothing-
for magical.
What the hell is
Yeah.
going on?
I mean, the containers aren't magical. It's what's inside them that matters. It's probably just
Do
like
we want the iron chest or the wooden chest?
Or this onyx box? Or this wooden throne? Or this rolled up square rug?
I do like jewelry.
A boat's a boat, but a mixer box could be anything. It could even be a boat.
I would like to study the details of these chests and kind of see if there's a notable difference in design.
Okay, make a antiquities check.
but
Well, would that be
No.
investigation or history?
Oh, you don't have the antiquity skill? Oh man, I'm sorry. Go
Isn't
ahead
that
and
a
make.
Cthulhu thing?
I have no idea. make a straight int check here.
I
What
think
is
that's
it?
a
Alright.
Cthulhu thing.
I played Call of Cthulhu. 1 second.
Kevin, would you care to guide me here with your superior knowledge of the land?
Yes, great tree. Give her knowledge of what we seek.
I don't think it's called
Guidance.
antiquity.
Alright.
Let's see what we get here.
12.
12? Okay,
Yeah.
Well,
12.
here's what you can tell between the difference of these two chests. One is made of wood, the other is made of iron. The wooden chest you think is flammable. The iron chest is
Can we
less
pick them
flammable.
up? If not, like look inside. Can we just feel the heft to them?
Yeah, you can.
All right, which is heaviest?
The iron chest.
probably the iron chest, yeah.
Because it's
There
made out
might
of
be-
iron.
There might be something inside the chest that's wooden. You never know. That's why I do it. But
You pick
see-
them up and you can feel that they're both sloshing around with coins on the inside.
oh,
See,
we
yeah,
should
I
take the
keep
wooden
going
chest.
back to Indiana Jones on the Last Crusade when they were looking for the Holy Grail, and it was
It's the
the
wooden
simplest
chest.
cup there.
Yeah, we're gonna. Varian will look at the wooden chest
Real
and say,
quick. As an aside, just look through the Call of Cthulhu handbook. The skill is called Appraise.
Oh, there we go.
I knew it was close.
Yep.
Appraise has not been a skill in D&D for like I think at least two whole
Sure.
act.
I would say at least until 3rd edition.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't in 3.5.
so do you guys pick up the rolled up rug, the wooden throne,
wooden chest.
the onyx, or the wooden chest?
Now the wooden
Well,
chest would come up magical if something was inside it, right? Because the detect magic can go through wood.
Right.
So none of
Yes,
these
please.
have magic items in them. I'm getting the feeling. Can I?
I cannot
feel-
Here's the
I
thing,
cannot
though.
see through the iron. I can't see through
Here's,
the iron.
here's an idea, guys. We take the Onyx Jewelry Box. We take a look at what's inside it, then sell the Onyx Jewelry Box.
Well, I'm wondering if maybe they might have like a secret compartment in one of these, or maybe they're really just offering us a bunch of mundane shit and laughing at us. That's another possibility.
How I derailed the campaign, giving you guys different choices.
Yep.
Fucking boxes, dude.
Pick.
Strahd's gonna defeat us by throwing 4 different colored boxes at us.
Now, Strahd is just going to ask us some philosophical questions and watch us rot in place. Like we'll just show up, we'll be ready to fight him, and he'll just be like, "Let me ask you, gentle, what is the meaning of life?"
Oh, he'll hit you with something more like, hey guys, why are hamburgers on the sandwich menu but hot dogs are not? And he'll fly away.
If a tree falls in the forest, no one's there. Does it make a sound? Shit!
Okay,
Caleb.
so let's vote. Who
Do
votes
I-
for
do
the
I get
wooden
a-
chest?
Kane, yes?
Oh, do I get like any kind of sense about this being somebody who traffics in these kinds of things?
Make me a thieves tools check. And this is just to recognize to see if there's any thing that's
With intelligence, I'm
dexterity?
guessing?
with intelligence. Like you're like,
So then you could just make an intelligence save, since the final product would be the same.
That's not true. I have expertise
yeah,
in
that's
thieves'
the
tools.
Oh, shit. Okay.
okay.
I think we can change the thing though, right?
Yeah.
You can query what skill you use. The toolkit.
Kane, you look at these things, and you can tell that Aragal and Luvash, if you ask them in Thieves' Cant, does the woodpecker peck wood at midnight, they would appropriately answer, the woodpecker only pecks at noon, and you guys would talk in Thieves' Cant. The wooden chest and the iron chest are definitely not the most valuable thing here. The most valuable thing, by gold amount, you get the feeling, is the rug.
Oh.
The rug is
I
worth
was
much.
eyeing that rug.
But
Okay.
it's not magical.
I still feel like though the Onyx jewelry box in it, it's gonna have like some kind of Chekhov's bullet that we're gonna need to save.
Can I take a look at the rug and do an antiquity check?
Do you guys unroll the rug and choose the rug?
Ah, fuck.
That's
Yeah, so I'm just gonna tell. I'm gonna tell the party, as somebody who buys and sells a lot of products like these, I'm getting the sense that the chests are a red herring. The jewelry box are even really. I'm getting something from the rug more than anything, as far as value.
Value in gold, maybe, but that Onyx jewelry box. For some reason.
Tavin goes back and gets a drink with Casimir and just sits back and watches.
I would say that given Kane's knowledge in the general field, I would probably back him up here. I
I'm good
imagine,
with the rug as well.
Yeah.
Varian?
It's magical here.
Yes.
Your opinion? Well, I'm not saying that there must be something magical in there.
Baron's still holding the wooden box. He doesn't know any of this woodpecker talk.
I feel like there may be something else, something with value, not weight in gold, but importance.
What does the rug look like when they unroll it?
Oh, so do you guys pick it? Because you got to pick it to get it unrolled.
Really?
Yup.
You can't see the rug? Well, we want to see how it looks in our apartment before we buy it. Come on.
I would say,
Nothing, mate.
Varian's going to say, well, wouldn't it be easier if we get a look at the rug before we make our decision? See if we like its
I think the
It's
point
aesthetic.
of this decision, Varian, is that it isn't easy.
Well, I'd just like to see.
I think they might have something rolled up in the rug, and that might be the trick.
Okay, well, let's see it then.
Okay.
And Varian will put the wood box down.
So the first. So as you guys go to unroll the rug. Hold on, I'm creating a handout for what's inside the rug.
He just sends us like a picture of just a turd. Just
Uh,
one big
Nah,
turd.
dude, it's a rug of smothering.
So-
Somebody's about to get killed.
The rug.
I'm
Well,
picturing,
we'd see.
I'm picturing the bazaar. I'm picturing the bazaar in Baghdad right now.
So the rug unfolds, and it is a
Nice.
beautiful unicorn on the inside, made of gold filigree, diamonds, jewels, and other such valuable items. Kane, you would value this rug somewhere around 1,000 gold pieces if you could find the right buyer.
Ooh,
That is a lot of color. Whoa.
And y'all,
Kane's gonna do like a little fist pump.
definitely need to trade these for diamond.
and y'all, we have to cut to a close there. I've got a client starting here in 3 minutes, so you guys got yourself a 1,000 GP rug of a unicorn, and the most valuable thing there was the rug, based on pure gold value. And they're like, nice.
But was I right in that there was something? There was like a Chekhov's bullet in the onyx gem, onyx thing.
We'll never know.
You will never know unless you kill them all and steal all their stuff.
We
We're
need
not
to
gonna do that.
we could really, if we could trade that rug to someone in town for some 300 gold piece diamonds, they would be worth their weight. Before
Twitch, we
long.
got to stop the broadcast there. Thank you, Twitch, for tuning in today.